today's chapter is the atmosphere of the home. So the home is a building block, right? This quote here says, the well-being of society, the success of the church, the prosperity of the nation depend upon home influences. So that's something to keep in mind when we talk about the nation and things like that. Nation is built up of homes. If we start there, if we get that right first, then everything else will fall into place. The home is a building block. Work on yourself. Work on yourselves as a couple and the children. All right. Home should be a little heaven upon earth, a place where the affections are cultivated instead of being studiously repressed. And I thought that was deep to use the term studious because, you know, that shows like you're doing something routinely, you're doing it with care. So you're making an effort to repress affections. That's mad, but that's how some homes are. That's the reality. So I've written here, hug, kiss, have fun, be goofy, create cute nicknames for one another. Two of my friends call me Shaz. You know, I love that nickname. I wish more people would give me nicknames. I really like nicknames. So just letting you know, friends, if you're watching this, give me a nickname. Give me a cute little nickname. I want something, you know? Greet each other nicely in the morning. When I see the girls in the morning, hello my girls, I'm giving them all the sweetness, all the oscillations and that. I'm giving them all of the voices. They know mommy has different voices. Do you see what I'm saying? Oh, my baby. I give them all of that because I just want them to know I love you so. Yeah, let your children know that they are a blessing to your life. Tell them you are a blessing to my life. I'm grateful for you. And she also says, make their lives as happy as possible. Now, I only just thought of this. You know, I didn't write it in my notes, but I thought of this. When you see make their lives as happy as possible, that doesn't mean giving them every single thing that they want or overindulging their appetites, their passions, because you just want to make them happy, you know. And if you want to check out my video on So You Want to Be Happy, that would be a good look. But, you know, just be mindful that children don't always know what they want. I've had to learn that. Sometimes I'm giving them choice. My husband's like, you're giving them a whole heap of choice, isn't it? You know, so I've had to be aware like, oh, yeah, we should give them some choice. But that's why they're children. They need guidance. They've only been on this earth for a few years in comparison to how long we've been here. Yeah, but make their lives as happy as possible by showing them true love, spending time with them, you know, paying attention to them, learning them. What is my child interested in? What game can I play with them? I'm not good with making up games, but if I follow their lead, we can play games together. Yeah. All right, so as parents, we need to be aware of how our mood and interaction affects the children. She says here that they, what does she say again? They imbibe the spirit of the parents. And I've definitely seen that. If King and I are at odds, the children, or if we've spoken to one of them a certain way, maybe strongly, you see them dealing with each other. And I'm like, oh no. And then the other day, my daughter was like, I think, what was she asking her little sister? She was asking her for something, then the volume was here, then it was here, then it was here. And I was like, oh, you know, don't do that. And she was like, oh, that's what you and daddy do. I was like, oh, okay. Okay, shame, you know. And those things have happened before where like you feel like, oh, is that how I come off? And that's the beauty of parenting, isn't it? And marriage, it's a mirror, because you come into this thing thinking, oh, I'm the best thing since sliced bread. And then your spouse shows you or tells you who you are, and your children reflect that. And you have to be like, oh, they kind of learn it from somewhere. And I think especially as a homeschooling mum as well, if the children were going to school, I could probably par it off and say, oh, they picked it up from a friend at school, you know. But they're spending most of their time with me. So, yeah, no. Obviously, certain things are choice in that. But a lot of the time, when I really look into it, when we really clock it, we're like, yeah, they fully got that trait from us still. All right, so what we do each day has an effect on our destiny. As we are self-aware and reflecting on our character, are we self-aware and reflecting on our character, or full of pride and not willing to be corrected? Yeah. The third thing that I want to mention here is rules and boundaries. The rules and boundaries help to create a pure atmosphere. So I kind of mentioned that already, not giving in to every whim. You know, having rules and boundaries. There's nothing wrong with boundaries. They're needed. They keep us safe. I remember hearing one time, oh, I need to look into it, but there was a playground, maybe they were doing an experiment that had a fence. All right, hold on, baby, I'm coming. Yeah, there was a playground that had a fence, and when they removed the fence, the children still only went up to that fence. So I thought, when I heard that, I thought, isn't that interesting? You would think that they would want to go all the way out. I mean, maybe if it was my kids, they probably run all the way out, you know, but they still kind of wanted that boundary. We all need them. Okay, so practice purity. She says here, practice purity in speech and true Christian courtesy. You know, sometimes I speak to my girls about idle words. Try not to have too many. Don't just talk for the sake of talking and you're just saying some random silly things. Like, make your words count. So we should be firm and kind in our discipline. Doesn't every person who come from a Caribbean household have to learn that one? You know, the balance of discipline, how we're executing discipline. We'll go more into that anyway. This last quote I want to end it with is really beautiful. The home that is beautified by love, sympathy, and tenderness is a place that angels love to visit and where God is glorified. Ensuring that the Spirit of Christ resides in our home is our first work. So this is just the introduction, kind of, ladies, the first chapter. But if you don't take away anything, take away this. Ensuring that the Spirit of Christ resides in our home is our first work. Yeah. So once you do that, you have that happy, beautiful atmosphere. You give that into your community. Then in that community, it affects the nations. Let's fix up our homes, but let's not try and do it in our own strength. If you read this book and then you think, oh, it's easy to like kind of give yourself whips on the back, trust me. But the main thing is, if we recognize that we need Christ's strength to do the things, we don't have to feel as discouraged. If you try and do it in your own strength, you're going to fail, you're going to lose. Yeah. But so today, I want your prayer to be, Lord, please reside in my home. Please let the Spirit of Christ reside in our home so that we can reflect your lovely character in this nation. All right then. Bye.